Hi there, alright. I've just woken up. I fell asleep watching videos. Um, and I was just thinking about something when I woke up. I figured to do a very quick video about it. What I've got at the moment, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm thinking of things that I can play on where I don't actually have to move very far. I have all my desk and my entertainment kind of right near me, and I don't use a desk chair in the traditional sense. I use a sofa, a sofa bed, believe it or not. I'm laying on it now, and what I'm thinking is I actually have something that I can show you just very quickly. It probably won't be that impressive, but let's see if I can do something with it. Bear with me 1 second. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that is my, well, I call it my pocket PC. It's basically got Windows Mobile 5 on it. It's, in terms of tech, it's quite old. I'm just going to reset it and just briefly show you something. I mean, this flips up here. I got this ages ago, at least 6 or 7 years ago. I used it sporadically. I went through a phase of like absolutely obsessing over it and then putting loads of programs on it and things like that. It's got infrared, so you can actually get a program that lets you manipulate TVs, your TVs and videos and things. So I was irritating everybody to death with regards to that. Duty. But I've got loads of like interesting little programs. I've actually forgotten the amount of stuff that I've put on there. But I just really wanted to do something very quickly. If you look quite closely, it's basically, if you're not familiar with Windows Mobile, well, the older Windows Mobiles, this is Windows Mobile 5. You've got a start menu in the classic style. However, you've got a front screen here called the Today screen. Lets you basically access your stuff at a glance, I suppose. I've got this I had this program, I think it's called Tweaks UI or something like that, where I've basically customized every aspect of it, above and beyond what it could do originally. So I've kind of made it my own in every sense of the word. What I want to show you is a game. Well, I want to show you something, and I know some people don't really like these kind of things. They like to play on real hardware, but I'm quite a quirky guy when it comes to I like to put emulators on things that have no right to be on there. And this really was bought. This is supposed to be a business unit. You're supposed to, I don't know what's the word. You're supposed to, you put your appointments in it and stuff. I've not put one appointment on this thing. I've not used it in a business sense at all. This program that I've got here at the moment is called Morph Gear. It's an emulator in every sense of the word, but it's actually a front end and back end for a selection of what they call modules. The modules are essentially the emulation cores, and there's various different ones. What I wanted to do was show you one of my all-time favourite games. What you're going to discover about me is I'm going to use the expression all-time favourite. I have quite a few all-time favourite games. There are some games that I'll play tons more than others, and the reasons why will become apparent. But there's one particular game that I always come back to, and this game really, well, it's done a lot, it's done a lot for me as a youngster, and it still impresses me now to some extent. So I have a folder here called Master System, and within there you'll see there is a program called, well, a game called Alex Kidd in Miracle World. This might be a bit loud. The sound is not 100% accurate on this. I don't know if you heard that. It is missing some aspects of it. I don't know, it's missing something in the sound. What I'll do is I'll stop it for a moment and I'll pause it, in fact, and I'll turn the sound off because the sound isn't accurate. And I'm sure you know this game off. I'm sure you know the music and everything about it anyway. So what I've got here is obviously Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I think you can see that very well. It's kind of blurry, but I just wanted to give you an understanding of why I enjoy this game so much. To me, it's like it's basically everything Mario Brothers should have been. In my opinion, Mario Brothers it's an amazing game, right? However, this game has more variety than that game. We're talking about the original Mario Brothers on Nintendo, by the way. This has more variety than that, and there's more to it than that. And arguably, in my opinion, it has better graphics. I use this whenever I'm testing emulators on other things. This is the first game that I always come to, in terms of for the Master System side of things. And it's a game that I've got on my Game Gear, on my EverDrive, and pretty much everything that I have games related to do with Sega has this game on it. I would encourage anyone who's never played this game. I'm surprised if you haven't, but if you've never played this game before, I would encourage you to give it a go. If you enjoy Mario, you would love this. It's got all the aspects of Mario that you know and love, but arguably better controls, arguably tighter control system. There's vehicles in it. Don't get me wrong, other games have eclipsed it in in terms of what it offers. However, if you go back to the day, this really it was a fantastic alternative, and I always argue the case that it's better. So I just really wanted to show you it, kind of running on strange hardware, shall we say. Basically, there's only a limited amount of buttons that the machine has, and what I've got here is I'm having to use one hand, but basically you can use the buttons at the bottom. Now I did a really stupid thing. Well, it wants to. I don't know. There's actually a down button there. However, that doesn't work very well. I think I pressed the button too many times. I think I pressed it in, done something to it when I was playing the game. So now I have to use that to get the response that I need. So I'm using this middle button to go down, as you can see. A little Alex Kidd looking. The game is, it's everything that you would want, from a platformer, really. And I just wanted to show you it running, just on something a little bit bizarre and maybe not the norm. So there you go. I'm not even going to attempt to play it in any kind of fashion because, quite frankly, I'm not going to be very good at it. But really, I just wanted to give you an understanding of why I enjoy emulators, or the emulation side of things. For me, it's the ability to play games on things that maybe you don't expect games to play on. This is actually quite a modestly powered, but quite a very interesting game machine. I have other games which actually run within the Windows platform. I've actually got, let's have a look. There's my list of games that run within the Windows environment. So obviously Bubble Breaker and Solitaire are obviously the Microsoft pre-installed things. But there's check out some of the games by Konami. Time Pilot is awesome. I've got it on pretty much every Konami collection that I care to mention. But if you check it out, I've actually got Time Pilot on my thing. It blows me away that this runs the way that it runs. Check it out. I've turned the sound off purposefully. I'm pretty certain that this is an emulation. I think it's an emulator with the game on. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, if you look at the top, there are touchscreen elements to it. Like you can add coins, credits or whatever for, you know, and things like that, and pause and end games and things like this. So I'm thinking, is it actually emulation? Don't know if you can see that, but yeah. But obviously it must be in some form. So there. I just had this to hand, and I just really wanted to show it to you in a way that might, you know, so that you can just see some other aspects to it. This device, back when I actually originally bought it, was ridiculously expensive. It was a ridiculous sum of money. I think it was somewhere in the region of like £300, which is utterly, stupidly, idiotically foolish. But at the time, I was in sales, and I was doing the whole Gordon Gekko, I'm, you know, rich and I'm an investor, and I was doing the whole crazy sales thing, thinking that I was the dog's bees, and I won. But anyway, the sum result of that was this, and I still go back to this every so often because it just well, it's kind of nostalgic and retro-y in a sense, from my point of view, because well, it's been superseded by just about everything else, and it is quite slow and clunky, the interface. But in terms of what it does for me, it also, believe it or not, has, just very quickly before I go, it has 2 slots, one for an SD card and one for a compact flash. Now, my chunky laptop doesn't have any slots for like compact flash, and I have no facilities that can run compact flash easily. I'm presuming you could buy an adapter or something, but at the time I didn't have any I wasn't in a financial state to get one. Basically, my Amiga 600 came. I got an Amiga 600, and I actually got the PCMCIA compact flash adapter. There's no PCMCIA slot in this computer either, by the way. And it was really funny. I'm thinking, well, how do I put the games, or how do I put the disk images, or whatever, onto the compact flash card? And I'm hunting around for things, thinking there must be some kind of sloppy fix that I can do that would resolve this. And, well, there wasn't. So I'm panicking. I'm genuinely struggling and panicking, thinking, well, I'm going to have to go out and buy an adapter. I can't actually play my Amiga the way I intended because, you know, I don't have the bits and pieces. So I'm thinking I have to wait like over a month to my next paycheck. Well, not over a month, about a month for my next paycheck. And then I stumbled upon the fact that this takes compact flash, right? So even to this day, I'm in this bizarre situation. Right? It's bizarre to other people, but to me, it's become the norm. What I'll do is, I'll see something that I maybe want to play on the Amiga, and then I'll get the disc. I've got the disc images for it, you know, for quite a lot of games that I've got. And what I'll do is, I'll go to my I'll take the compact flash out of the Amiga or the PCMCIA slot, and I'll plug it into here. As you can see, what I'll then do is use my PC, which has an SD card slot. I'll take the SD card out of this, and I'll put the games and stuff and all the rubbish that I want onto the SD card. Then I'll take the SD card and obviously put it in there. Then I'll do a little transferring process using the file manager. I actually have another file manager, but just for simplicity, I use Microsoft's File Explorer. And as you can see, it's pretty straightforward, really. You just go into things and you can do as you wish. And sure enough, there is my Amiga folder. So yeah, just really wanted to give you a little snippet of, you know, what you know, of this device. It's always close by whenever I'm doing stuff on my computer, just on the off chance, and I still use it to this day. So there you go. Coming up to 15 minutes. I have garbled on, haven't I? So anyway, video ends, and hopefully I've given you something to look at or something to think about. Speak to you soon.